Environmental health refer to aspects of human health including quality of life that are determined by physical, chemical, biological, social, and psychosocial factors in the environment. Also known as the science and practice of preventing human injury and illness. Promoting well-being by identifying and evaluating environmental sources and hazardous agents by limiting exposure to hazardous physical, chemical, and biological agents in air, water, soil, food, and other environmental media or settings that may adversely affect human health. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration (OSHA) defined the terms an incident is an unplanned event that does not result in personal injury but may result in property damage or is worthy of recording, while an accident is an unplanned event that results in personal injury or property damage. According to the statistic in 2020 from National Occupational, 32,674 cases were reported as occupational accidents. Majority were male around 30 to 34 years old. Many cases were reported and having a public concern, but all cases were under control and management by the movement. That is why it is important to implement environmental health in every sector to minimize all the probability that can be occur. Proper waste disposal. Waste. Any unwanted or desired material left over after completing a particular process. In 2019, 23,000 tons of waste is produced each day in Malaysia. Only less than 5% of the waste is being recycled. In 2020, clinical waste increased drastically due to the increasing number of COVID-19 positive cases. To dispose waste materials, it needs to be grouped according to their properties. Some materials undergo decay, some are made of plastic. Biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Biodegradable. These are materials which decay such as leaf, twigs, fruits, vegetable, flower, and pepper. Non-biodegradable. These are materials or substances that do not undergo decay such as rubber, plastic, and metals. Recycle some of non-biodegradable material. Make a compost out of decaying materials. Compost refers to the waste material that are recycled as fertilizer. Pollution caused by waste include air pollution, water pollution, and soil pollution. Proper disposal must be done to avoid harming the environment or causing harm to human health. Air pollution refer to the release of pollutants into the air which are detrimental to human health and the planet as a whole. According to the World Health Organization, each year, air pollution is responsible for nearly 7 million deaths around the globe. Nine out of 10 human beings currently breathe air that exceed the WHO guideline limit for pollutants, with those living in low and middle income countries suffering the most. Air pollution can be caused by natural phenomena such as volcanic eruption, dust storm, and wildfire. However, most air pollution is caused by human activity. About 25% of urban ambient air pollution from fine particulate matter is contributed by traffic, 20% by domestic fuel burning, 15% by industrial activity including electricity generation. Air pollution is responsible for 26% of deaths from ischemic heart disease, 24% of deaths from stroke, 43% from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease in children, It is associated with low birth weight, asthma, childhood cancer, obesity, poor lung development and autism, and other health defects. Food hygiene. Malaysia is rich with variety of food such as nasi lemak, char kway teow, nasi kandar, teh tarik. Food is basically being sold everywhere, but little did you know that little attention of food hygiene being paid by the public, which can lead to food and waterborne diseases such as food poisoning, typhoid, cholera, dysentery, and virus hepatitis A. Data retrieved from Ministry of Health Malaysia in 2015, food poisoning had the highest case with 14,433 cases. This is why food safety is important to prevent foodborne illness and injury. This is because it can lead to stomach flu such as nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and a few other more symptoms. Food safety practice is important because it handles safe food practice and procedure in food production life cycle to prevent risk to consumer. Implementation of HACCP hazard analysis and critical control point and GMP good manufacturing practice is important in F&B industry. Water pollution. Around 70% of industrial waste is dumped to water. 80% of the water pollution is caused due to domestic sewage. More than 6 billion pounds of garbage, mainly plastic, end up in the ocean every year. 15 million children under the age of 5 years die every year from disease caused by drinking contaminated water. Asia has the highest number of contaminated rivers than any other continent, mainly of bacteria from human waste. Action: reduce your plastic consumption and reuse or recycle plastic when you can. Properly dispose of chemical cleaners, oils, and non-biodegradable items to keep them from ending up down the drain. Maintain your car so it doesn't leak oil, antifreeze, or coolant. If you have a yard, consider landscaping that reduces runoff and avoid applying pesticide and herbicide.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Nadiah binti Rasid. Today I want to interview my fellow friends on their opinion on environmental costs. So my first question to know Shahira is, what motivated you to pursue your study in environmental health course? Is it because you love environment or is it because others recommended it to you?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Moderator. Environmental health is a good course to pursue study because we can implement it in our daily life, and people without environment is nothing. Okay, the first time I decided to pursue the study in a Bachelor of Environmental Health at UniKL, actually it's not my choice, but it recommended by someone. And for your information, environmental health is the science and practice of preventing human injury and illness, and promoting well-being by identifying and evaluating environmental source and hazardous agents, and limiting exposure to hazardous physical, chemical, and biological agents in the air, water, soil, food, and other environmental media settings that may adversely affect human health. And here are closer reasons why I enjoyed studying environmental health. First, it directly affects everyone in the world, which is people exposed to a variety of environmental risk factors every day. These include air pollution, inadequate water and sanitation, chemical, radiation, community noise, occupational hazard, agriculture practices, built environment, and climate change. While environmental health is relevant to everyone, and people with vulnerable health status are most at risk. And then variety is part of the job description, which is environmental health is a massive field because of the many external forces that impact how humans eat, live and grow. It follows that there are many ways of environmental health professional can contribute. And last but not least, our environment is very important to us because it is where we live and share resources with other species. Environmental health enlightens us on how to conserve our environment in the face of increasing human population growth and anthropogenic activities that degrade natural resources and ecosystems. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Nur Shahira, for your splendid answer. So, do you really regret choosing this course?
Yes,
Ah,
I really enjoy,
okay.
plus with a good environment and positive people there.
Yes, okay. So, moving on to the next question. I wanted to ask Nur Atiqah, do you think that every subject that you learn throughout your study as environmental student is practicable and why?
Thank you, Miss Moderator. As a final year student, what can I say is all of the subject that I learned throughout the past 3 years is practicable. In this course, many subjects like human nutrition and food hygiene are very related to our daily life. In human nutrition subject, we learn the importance of balanced diet that can be applicable in our life, while food hygiene are the subject related about the importance of the food hygiene itself to limit contamination during food serving. Other subjects like environmental health law, occupational safety and health, environmental impact assessment are the subjects that are more focused on our job scope in future. However, this subject help us as environmental student to more understand the issue like sick highway that cause many incident at the construction site. As environmental student, we also learn specific on environmental like water quality, air quality, soil and microbiology. All of these subjects are really help us to know the importance of human behavior toward the environment. For example, the current situation that happened in our country is flood. Many expect that we can evaluate that cause the flood happening, not only just because the heavy rain. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Atika, for the justification. I do agree with you. Environmental cost is very practicable, not to us, but to everyone because it involves life around us as well. So, moving on to Rihana. Okay. Based on finding by Yusuf et al. 2018, they found that environmental awareness among students on several universities was at high level, but the level of individual involvement on environmental preservation activities is still at low. As environmental student, what why do you think that it is important to look after the environment?
Okay, thank you, Miss Moderator. So as environmental health student, I personally said that it is very important for us to look after the environment because first, we want to enhance the human health. The state of environment play a huge role in our overall health. So the cleaner the environment is, the better choice we have at living a healthy life. Second, to protect our natural resources. As we all know that our natural resources are limited, which affect the sustainability of our communities. So making sustainable and renewable choices in our daily life will help to preserve the crucial resources. And lastly, to pave the way for future generation. The way we treat the earth today will affect the future generation. So doing our part to protect the environment will benefit our grandchildren and great grandchildren. So it is our job to set a positive example for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Rihanna. I do agree with you. It is important to preserve our environment because what we do, we get back. So, last but not least, my question is to Nurfarah. What are the most unforgettable moments that you've been through that you wish for future students could experience as well?
Okay, thank you, Miss Moderator. So I have a lot of unforgettable moments, but I will choose two. So my two most unforgettable moment is when we went to the forest, hiking to the spot or checkpoint to take water and soil sample. It was fun because we have a little picnic together with tour guide, with the lecturers, and then we worked together to dig to the ground to take the soil sample. And then the funny thing is, I almost fell when I bow myself to collect water sample. Also, during the lab session where we all bring our own soil from our own place, it takes a lot of tests, but it was fun though, and we do the test to know which bacteria that we can recognize, and we to know which bacteria that is more in our soil. So that is my most unforgettable moment. But it's such a shame during this COVID-19 we can't go to the food factory or take another tour to hiking to a new place to take the ground and water sample because the SOP and everything. But yes, that is my most unforgettable moment that I wish future students could experience. I mean, I hope that after this, the COVID-19 will be gone and all things back to the normal again. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Farah. Me, myself, as an environmental student, do really enjoy and grateful to choose this course because I learned so much to be a better human being. Alright, thank you everyone for joining this session. I really appreciate all of your effort and time on answering few questions regarding environmental health. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let your action do some act of heroism and make this world a pollution-free, healthier, safer place to live in.